Bowl despite missing many, many, many ingredients. Do not let your division rival and Super Bowl probably favorite Philadelphia Eagles go win a championship and then go grab a Myles Garrett on top of that. Can't have it. Do not let the Detroit Lions get their find their light again, find their spark again, and throw Myles Garrett across from Aiden Hutchinson. No, go get him. We are definitely on the short list. I was confirmed of that today. He's obviously going to speak positives about multiple teams, but you can tell beyond the political correctness and composure and things he's supposed to say, you can tell if a guy's not interested in playing for a team. You could tell if we were not his bag. If Dan Snyder and Ron Rivera and company was here, I don't think we would get the same type of reverence that I hear him speaking on our franchise. We are now a destination. We are a destination. Players want to be a part of this. He spoke on the environment and ecosystem that Washington has put around Jaden, and he spoke on the leaders that we have here. And he knows he's a leader. He's a baller on and off the field, and he's a vocal ass leader. He got rah-rah in him. He's definitely a rah-rah type of guy. He's not a stoic, don't say anything type of guy. On the field, Myles Garrett is very vocal. I think he would fit right in here. And Dan Quinn and Joe Witt Jr., we could really see what Joe Witt Jr. can do once we start getting him some pieces like that. Love what Dante Fowler Jr. did this year. Love the solid work we got out of Dorrance Armstrong, but I remind you again that there are levels to this shit, and Myles Garrett is at the tippy top of those levels. Down year with the Browns, 14 sacks, some slight. Year before, 14 sacks, 16 sacks, 16 sacks, 13 sacks, 12 and a half. But this is what he does. It's more than just numbers, too, because some guys, they put up numbers, but the eye test is bad. This guy has a relentless motor, and he's still playing football like the rents do, like he hasn't been paid more than one time over in this league so far. So what? You got to touch his contract up a little bit and pay him some more. Myles Garrett shouldn't be out there making Marshawn Lattimore money in 2025. So whatever team that agrees to trade for him is going to have to touch up and rework his contract a little bit. And for those saying, no way the Browns are going to trade they're going to trade him. They're going to. He pinned that shit like the Declaration of Independence. That is as professional and I need to get the fuck out of here I've ever seen. He didn't go the whole route. He didn't scrub his social medias or do anything like that. He put it in wax. He made sure the whole world got it. He clearly had a conversation with the organization, and he's standing 10 toes on business at Radio Row in New Orleans, telling every person with a microphone, I'm getting out of here. And this is what I'm looking for in a possible trade suitor. I believe he has a no trade clause. I believe he can dictate the terms of the agreement. So I imagine like the Deshaun Watson situation, he's going to give them a short list of teams that he wants to go to. And the teams, Haslam and Barry, are going to eventually have to play ball. They don't want to hear it because he's the best player on their roster. I'm sorry. When you go give the massage man a fully guaranteed contract and he absolutely wrecks your team that was a playoff team before he got there and recently, that's on y'all. The Browns, as shit as my organization has been, the Browns are as shit as they come. As shit as organization as they come. So they're going to have to swallow their pride, grit and bear it, and they're going to have to deal Myles Garrett at some point this offseason. So get what you can for him and tell your guys to call our guys because Adam Peters is going to be on the phone and Adam Peters is going to be in the mix on this. He told us we will always monitor and be in the mix on situations like these. I imagine when the best pass rusher in the entire NFL, who's under 30 years old, wants to be moved, Adam Peters, Lance Newmark, and company will be in on it. And you heard Josh Harris at the podium the other day say, as the owner, they have free reign and autonomy to go make whatever moves they make or feel they need to take us to the next level. Because what did Josh say the other day? We've arrived. We've arrived. Get used to it, y'all. Kick your feet up for a little bit. Pull a stogie out. This is our lives now. This is normalcy going forward, and people want to play for the Washington Commanders. I'm going to say it one more time. Commander. What Doug Williams say? We the Commanders. We the Commanders. We're the Commanders, guys. Name not going nowhere. You can call us what you want, but it ain't going to change the fact that going forward until all eternity, we are now the Washington Commanders. And I need to see the guy you're looking at on the screen right now, Mr. Myles Garrett. I need to see him in burgundy and gold. I need to see him ripping that 95 off Jerzon Newton's chest like T.I. did Lauren London in ATL. Rip that shit off like a Band-Aid. Throw that 95 on Myles Garrett, and I can see it now through the crystal ball. So you can make trades now. You can agree in principle to trades. Remember, the Matt Stafford trade was done Super Bowl week, I think. The Alex Smith trade, when we traded for Alex Smith, we did that shit the week of the Super Bowl. It was the talk of the town at Radio Row that week. You can agree in principle. I think the Browns entire grief process, and then they can start the process of working this out. He's getting traded this offseason. He's getting traded. Look at the crystal ball with me real quick. Washington comes out and says, we are unveiling our fourth uniform of our set. We have the burgundy, we have the white, and we got the battle blacks. We are introducing our first throwback uniform that may be one of the normal, regular worn uniforms in the future, right? And they bring out Jaden Daniels, Terry McLaurin, and Myles fucking Garrett to model the new uniform. I was a kid when this happened, but do y'all remember when Darryl Green and them modeled the 70th anniversary uniforms? Do y'all remember it? Because I remember that shit. No, fast forward to 2025. Washington's unveiling its new throwback, potentially new future regular uniform, the fourth of the set, and they're unveiling them with our superstar hotshot quarterback, our new acquisition defensive end Myles Garrett, and our Washington lifer, old reliable Terry McLaurin. It's beautiful, man. Enjoy that picture with me, man. Visualize it in 4K, because I think we have a very good chance to acquire Myles Garrett, a very good chance. And it's not just because we're being propped up by the media, but it is nice when you go from being a butt of every joke in the center of every headline and negative annotation for 25 years. It feels good to see the media glazing and dick eating our football team and throwing the lob to Myles Garrett every time he gets a mic in front. Hey, what about the Commanders, man? What about that guy, Jaden Daniels? Washington, what do you think about it, man? It feels good. It feels good. Welcome to the new days of Washington Commanders football, where people actually want to play for us and the media actually want stars to come to us because they want to see the show go on. They want to see us go toe-to-toe with Philly. Wasn't able to do that this year. They beat the dog shit out of us. 5 was ready. He ain't had a horses yet, though. Go get me one of the biggest horses in this league. The reigning defensive player of the year. Pretty much an annual defensive player of the year candidate in Myles Garrett. Don't overthink it. Don't convince yourself this is some Dan Snyder shit. Sit back, relax, and let the good times roll. And let Adam Peters and company cook. I think Adam Peters and company would love to be all over the Myles Garrett situation, unless the price is just too stupid. But ultimately, they got to move him if that's what he wants. They got to honor and respect this player that's been nothing but a stand-up individual throughout his tenure there, despite all the foolishness that's taken place there. And all the bullshit they put these guys through when they brought Watson's rinsed ass into that organization. Say your goodbyes, get through your grief process, and hit our line, because Death Row Records, a.k.a. Washington Commanders Brass, Adam Peters, Lance Newmark, and company, we're going to come a-calling. And when we come a-calling, if we want this guy, if we target this guy, we're going to get this guy. Myles Garrett is impartial and is warm to come in here. I can guarantee you the feeling's mutual. I've heard Jaden Daniels say the name Myles Garrett in a couple of his press conferences today. Put that full court press on, Rook. Go ahead, get you some. They don't need to know about this tampering going on in New Orleans. Start politicking, start shaking hands, kissing babies, and playing recruiter, Mr. Jaden Daniels. That is all I got for right now. Thank you, BetUS Sportsbook and Casino, for powering all videos this season. YouTube 150 is the promo code. Bring me Myles Garrett and bring him to me today. Fingers crossed. I think we got a really good shot to get this one. But that's all I got for right now. Hail to the Washington Commanders. Until next time, Commanders.